Look, we don't like to keep you guys hanging, so you email us and you say, yo, Bert Show, you remember blankety blank, 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 blank? Can you get a follow-up on that? And we call it Follow-Up Thursday, and we do a little homework for you guys and try to give you some closure. And in this case, it was Latavia Folks that hit us up, and she said, you guys remember the woman whose husband needed to move in with a female coworker who got him a good job out of state, but his wife couldn't move due to the sale of their house and her needing to find a job near her husband's. And last we heard, she met the female coworker and was flying back home. You guys remember that? Because Kristen can refresh your memory here a little bit.
Yeah, I have the recap. However, I got so thrown because it says FUT recap. And I'm like, what the heck is a FUT?
Follow-Up Thursday.
Yeah, I did not. I did not. And it wasn't until Bert, and I was like, oh, okay. I'm like, ooh, I thought you were about to say a dirty word. All right, so her husband quit his toxic job at the beginning of the pandemic. With their savings drained and credit maxed out, he needed to find a job ASAP. An old coworker recommended him for a position at her company, but he had to move immediately. Our listener needed to wrap up some things before she could move out of state with her husband. Since her husband couldn't afford to find a place in the new city, his coworker offered to let him move in with her. Our listener wasn't on board with him living with another woman. We encouraged her to have an open conversation with him about her feelings. She told her husband she was uncomfortable with him moving in with his coworker. He was upset and told her that she needed to trust him if she wanted to get out of their financial rut. He was supposed to start his job 2 weeks later. What ended up happening?
Okay, so let me pose this question before we even get into it, because I could certainly understand how this would be anxiety-inducing. But if you have 100% trust with your significant other, shouldn't they be able to do something unorthodox like this and you trust them? And don't give me the whole, I trust you, I just don't trust him. Because that's just always kind of a cop-out.
Mm-hmm. No.
No. In a word, no.
No.
Nope, absolutely no.
No. I don't think I could do it. Even with, can you fully trust someone but still just not be comfortable with them being in that situation?
Or does that say you don't trust them?
Exactly.
Right.
Because, I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be comfortable with it. And I don't think Bart would be comfortable with me doing it either.
Cass, would you be cool with it?
No, probably not, honestly.
But if we all had 100%, if we really preach that, yeah, of course I trust you, shouldn't they be able to put themselves in a situation like this? And we just like, not, okay, you know what? I totally trust him. Doesn't matter what she does or what he does. I trust my partner.
You know, it's not the trust of the partner for me, because I would trust my husband to move in with another woman and be whatever, like literally nothing would happen. It's for me, it would be the insecurity and the jealousy would eat away at the quality of my life, and it would derail my life. And it's all I would think about. Even though I trusted them, I would just be like, she gets these moments with him. She's getting these evenings with him. I'm not. Am I losing him? Are we too far removed? Is our marriage or relationship suffering because we're not together? And it would just affect my mental health and my quality of life. So for me, it's not about trust of my significant other. It's just knowing myself and knowing how it would affect me and my relationship.
And she doesn't really know this person. It's just an old coworker. Like if it was somebody closer to them, then I feel like it wouldn't be that as difficult to accept.
And I know you say it shouldn't matter whether or not you trust the other person, but as a guy, I would feel like, what if he does try something? What if he does take it a little too far, and then that causes an issue for her or makes her uncomfortable? Now that's something I got to deal with. So a part of me would just rather avoid that altogether.
Exactly.
Well, let me speak directly to my baby, my fiance. Honey, I trust you 135%. But this would not be cool.
Okay.
Don't even come to me with this.
Yep.
I'm already pissed. So who's got the update?
I do.
All right.
Hi, Bert Show. Things are great with us. Sometimes I just need to learn to trust God even when things seem hard or like a bad idea. Because in the end, he will always make sure things work out in ways that you can never predict. So we did end up moving. I reluctantly gave in and let him move in with his former coworker until I was able to join him out here. It ended up taking me much longer to get our house ready to put on the market than I had hoped, so he had to live with her much longer than even I said I was okay with. However, the fact that it all took longer was a huge benefit to us. Housing prices went up dramatically in our old town, and we ended up selling our house for way more than we originally thought we could. That helped significantly reduce the amount of debt we had found ourselves in after he was out of work for so long. In that same amount of time, his quote roommate had an issue at the office with the boss, and she ended up quitting over it. That left her position open, and they offered it to my husband. The job is a promotion, and it came with a pay increase. With most of our debt paid off and a higher salary, we were able to find a better place to live. We are only renting since the cost of houses and interest rates are so high right now. We're hoping that after some time, the prices and rates may go down, and we'll also be more familiar with the area to pick the ideal place for us. So basically, everything worked out exactly how it should.
So because she has this level of maturity that none of us have in here, her life was way better. But it ain't going to happen in here. No, not with any of us. Lose that job.
The Bert Show.
Hey, do you like what you just watched? Because you can get more Bert Show for free. We drop new podcasts every weekday, and you can find us anywhere. Spotify, Apple, any place you get podcasts.